pretty lonely here in the shop, so I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a shop talk. I got a lot of messages asking what's the highs and lows of the trade, especially for being a woman in trade. Like, are you actually physically able to do the work? Like, or your longevity of working in the trade? And I think a lot of people don't understand how many different opportunities there are within each trade. I know mostly about auto body because that's the trade that I decided to pick. So I'm just going to tell you guys some of the different avenues that you can take after getting your red seal in auto body. People going from being an auto body tech to something like an ICBC estimator basically agree whether or not to continue fixing the car or fix it at all, or write off the car. That's a good peel. And it's kind of up to the estimator to decide what to repair and what not to repair. We also have hire estimators inside auto body shops to do the original estimate and parts order. So there's one job that is not a physical labor job, but it does require some educational training, and it's even better if you start out as a tech because you have so much more experience starting out as a tech or whatever. So that's kind of one aspect of the trade, is going from being a tech to an estimator, which I find is the most common. But there's also so many more avenues in bodywork. Even going past that, after you go get your red seal, you can actually become a teacher for the trades too. Now that does require additional training, but the additional training for that basically is kind of like 2 years learn at your own pace online schooling work, and then you have the certifications you would need to go be a teacher, and you have to have a red seal in whatever trade you're teaching. So for somebody like me who already has their red seal in auto body, if I wanted to go teach at the college, I could do that. I would just need to take a couple courses. And you know, a lot of the times the college has a hard time finding people to teach these courses. So there's always lots of opportunity. There's also a bunch of different organizations that the colleges work with, give you a lot of career opportunities as well, especially if you have a red seal because you've already been in the business. And a lot of these organizations, and just one that I work with off the top of my head is Jill of All Trades. And basically what they do is they travel around from school district to school district, and they set up different trades sample courses for the high school girls. So that's set up by an organization, and their main goal is to help more women get into the trades. They set up these sample courses. A lot of it's through volunteer work on our ends, but for the people that are running the corporations, actually make pretty decent money. And it's not heavy labor job, it's just teaching some basically fun craft stuff to a bunch of young girls and getting them interested in the trades. And it's a lot of event organizing, so if that's something that also interests you, that would be a good career path. And I think those organizations do a lot of good. You meet a lot of people, a lot of connections. You do a lot of fundraising events to help with like bursaries and stuff like that for women wanting to go into the trade. A lot of those kinds of jobs, you have to be very personable because you're also going after different businesses for sponsorships. Basically, you're bringing the automotive community together. You're bringing all of these young mentors that volunteer their time to help set up these events. So you're bringing, you know, the super young that haven't got into the trade, the youngers that are volunteering, you're bringing the college into it, so the educators, and you're bringing all these different businesses. You get to travel around, meet a lot of people. So if that's something that interests you, there's that option as well. Because I have my red seal, even if I don't have employment at a different place, I always have a way of making money, whether it's doing something small like repaints like this. For one single person, I don't have to push out a lot of work to make it, so I'm making a really good wage, which is also nice. Then we get into more of like the technical side of the trades, which is like health and safety. So after you work in the trade for a long time, you're going to learn a lot about unsafe practices. There's lots of opportunities in different organizations and safety organizations, or working for the government to come up with proper safety plans, laws, regulations to keep the people working in the trade safe. There's safety training officers as well, people that put on training courses that are necessary that you get a certificate from to show that you're able to do X job safely. But anyways, there's so many different career opportunities, and that just isn't like one field. So in auto body you could do, so you start off, your baseline is tech, then you can move up to estimating, then you can move up to teaching at the college, which doesn't take that much extra schooling. Then there's organizations that either, get funding for other women in trades. There's safety operations, kind of more in the tech and data side. Having those other options available to grow into is really awesome, because that means if I decide to have children and, I can't really do a physical labor job, I could do estimating. And a lot of times, especially for different insurance companies, estimating can be done at home, like via remote. So that gives you opportunity to also stay home if you wanted and still work, which I think is great. I think as I get older, I am gonna take the teaching courses to train our next generation of tradies. And I think working for an organization that, promotes women in trades and helps with fundraising and sponsorships. I know that with estimating, lots of times you have to take an ICAR course. You get your ICAR booklets and then you do a test at the end. Your shop is ICAR certified to a certain standard. So if one of your techs has all the training, you would be a gold standard ICAR holder. And so there's also opportunities like that for a lot of people that work in the trades. You start working in the trades and then you find an area where it's lacking, and then you create either a product, a tool, clothing brand, or whatever based on your experiences in the trade and what it needs. And then, there's businesses like 3M and stuff like that buy out a lot of these products before they even hit the market. There's all sorts of different stuff. I'm sure that there's, different testing facilities and all sorts of fun stuff. Oh, there's also, I'm missing a major one, paint reps, paint and body reps, Lorco reps. They come around to the shop once a week. They take all the orders, they see what you need, they present you with new products. Once you have the knowledge that you've gained from working, you can apply that knowledge to sales. And sales is a really good position. Lots of times they come with commission. The other day I had somebody come out from Color Compass, a rep. And he comes in here, they're super personable, they ask what you need. And I'm like, one of my biggest issues is the primer that I can't buy anywhere, right? And so his business has tracked it down and is able to get it for me. And they make a commission off of me buying it, and they come out to my shop every 2 weeks, which is a huge benefit for me because I don't ever have to leave my shop to go pick up paint. I can just call my rep. And it's also a huge benefit for all the companies that produce different paints and whatever, because you have a mobile salesman going around and selling your products. These reps generally have a lot of product knowledge, which is why I think it's always best to go get your red seal first before becoming a representative, because then you have that practical knowledge. Some reps don't have a lot of practical knowledge, but they have a lot of data knowledge. Those reps won't outperform somebody with practical knowledge. So there's so many different avenues just for one trade that don't require physical labor work. So a lot of opportunity to kind of move ahead in your career and move to sort of something that's less physical labor, less hard on your body. And there's all sorts of different aspects. There's areas where you can work from home, areas that get you out more and get you socializing with other businesses and people. And, physical labor work, ownership, product management, sales, parts managers, the list goes on, and that's just in one trade. So basically, if you're interested in any of the trades, but you're worried about longevity, or if you don't like it, is there a way for you to grow, or you're stuck in life and you really don't know what you want to do and you've been procrastinating starting a career, pick a trade. It's cheap to go to trade school. When you do your apprenticeship, those are all paid hours, so you're paid to work and learn. Lots of times the businesses pay for the schooling. Every time you come back from school, you get a pay raise, incentive grants from the government. You work and make money. Your windows of opportunity are so much bigger because now that you have this knowledge, you can apply it to all different aspects of that trade. And you're debt free by the end of it. You've actually made more money than you've spent getting a career. The trades are essential. We need them. Everything comes back to the trades. Trades are essential. They're not going anywhere, and we are lacking people. Because of the big computer boom and everybody going to different jobs that are based around computers or investing or all this stuff, lots of people have turned away from the trades. So also, it's hard to find work out there, but it is not hard to find work in the trades. There's so much of it. We are lacking people. And the trades is also great because it builds community. You know, when you're an apprentice, you get set up with a mentor, and that mentor teaches you everything you need to know. It's basically like having a personal teacher by your side teaching you how to work for 3 years. It builds community, it builds character. I mean, it's tough work and you kind of got to have thick skin, but it's good knowledge. It's a good career. You can make lots of money in the trades, especially if you're picking a good one. And not everything is dusty, dirty, and grimy like auto body is. If you wanted a trade that you weren't coming home disgusting from every day, you know, maybe consider painting, being a painter, which is only 2 years of schooling. And each of the courses, I think one course is like 4 to 6 weeks and the next one's like 2 to 4 weeks. I can't remember exact dates, but you know, painting doesn't take very much at all. It's 2 years and you can have your red seal and paint. And then you could be a production painter, which I know sounds kind of like dirty work, but it's really not. You're just in a white suit spraying paint all day. Or being an electrician is a pretty clean job as long as you're good at math, because that's one of the requirements to go to school for it. But super clean, especially when you're working on new construction. Plumbing is another really good one. And you know, if you're somebody that wants to go work in the rigs, welding. And there's a lot of dual credit welding programs available in Canada as well. So that's something that you can even take in your grade 11 year of high school, and then you would be leaving high school with your first level of a trade. There's literally no downfall. So if you're feeling stuck in life and you don't know if the trades are right for you, I would highly recommend just picking one, because honestly, what's 4 years out of your life for a career that you're always going to be able to fall back on that realistically doesn't cost you any money? It just makes you money. Kind of sounds like it should be a scam, but it's not. And build community and so many opportunities in any way that you can think of, whether it's working for an organization, working for the insurance companies, working for yourself, working for a business, clean, dirty, at home. There's jobs for literally everybody. There's so many different aspects, and it's not just all hard physical labor, grimy work. That's the other thing I see people do all the time. Like, I know people with multiple trade tickets, multiple red seals, because, you know, they tried one out for 4 years, they got the red seal and decided, it's not for me, but you know what? Maybe I'll go try this. And because schooling's cheap and you get paid to work while you're an apprentice, it's like you can have multiple. You can have multiple different careers, multiple different opportunities. Anyways, that's my spiel for today. I'm going to continue peeling off the rest of these decals. Decaling is another great business idea. I hope I convinced some of you guys to join the trades. We're lacking trade workers here. Let me know down in the comments all the different aspects of the trade I miss. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I know a lot about the auto body trade because that's the trade I picked and I know the different avenues I can take with it. But if you guys have a different trade, I really want to know all the different places that you can take that career as well. So drop them down in the comments and I can't wait to hear it. Anyways, have a great day. I'm going to finish this up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.